I want you to think about something. When is the last time a group of Christians came out against the Republican nominee for president? I can't think of a time. Well, that has just happened. There are evangelicals who are supporting Kamala against Trump, and they just came out with an ad. Here it is.
Have you been to the cross and said, Lord, I have sinned. I'm sorry for my sin. I'm willing to change my way of life.
Have you ever asked God for forgiveness? That's a tough question. I'm not sure I have. I don't bring God into that picture. I don't.
So I know we're used to really hard-hitting, super special effects sort of political ads, but I think when you're thinking about the target audience of what this ad is meant to do, it is really, really cutting and especially very, very smart. Remember, Donald Trump lost Iowa in 2016, mainly because of the evangelical vote. And Ted Cruz, most of his support was from evangelicals. So this is a group that has been relatively soft on Trump. And then when Trump got into office, he did a lot through bringing on Mike Pence and doing what he did with the judges, which got rid of Roe v. Wade, as we all know. And so he's kind of galvanized evangelical support through his time in office and through reaching out to Mike Pence, so much so that he didn't even feel the need that he didn't need a VP on his side that spoke to that constituency anymore. Now, this is a really important ad because so much of this election is going to be won on the margins. And Kamala Harris, she's not thinking she's going to win white evangelicals. She's not thinking that. But now, she didn't put this ad out. But what this ad does is chips away. What you always want to do in a political campaign is go after your opponent's strength. So Donald Trump had been doing that. I don't think to much success, but he had been trying to reach out to black voters, Hispanic voters, and he was trying to chip away at Biden's margin. Because if he could get a wider margin than he got in 2020, that could be the win for him. He lost the presidency across 80,000 votes across 3 states. So Kamala Harris and evangelicals for Harris are saying, all right, well, we're not going to win white evangelicals. But what if you just remind him of the center of the evangelical faith is that we're all sinners. But what separates Christians believe, what separates them from non-believers is that they ask for forgiveness for their sins. And so it's so that's why this ad is so powerful, because it lays bare what we all know. He can't recite a Bible verse.
Okay. You mentioned the Bible. You've been talking about how it's your favorite book. And you said, I think last night in Iowa, some people are surprised that you say that. I'm wondering what 1 or 2 of your most favored Bible verses are and why.
I wouldn't want to get into it because to me that's very personal. When I talk about the Bible, it's very personal. So I don't want to get into verses. I don't want to get into...
There's no verse that means a lot to you that you think about or cite?
The Bible means a lot to me, but I don't want to get into specifics.
Even to cite a verse that you like?
No, I don't want to do that.
You're an Old Testament guy or a New Testament guy?
Probably equal. I think it's just an incredible... The whole Bible is an incredible... I joke very much so. They always hold up the Art of the Deal. I say my second favorite book of all time. But I just think the Bible is just something very special.
He, doesn't go to church. He used the Bible as a prop. All that stuff. But at the basic level, when he asked, do you ask for forgiveness? He said no. And so obviously he has most evangelical Christians in his pocket. But I think what Harris for evangelicals are gambling on and hoping is that there's enough Christians who are wide awake to the many deficiencies of Trump. Being a sinner isn't one of them, because you can be a sinner and be a Christian. But what they're saying is this is a sinner who doesn't ask God for forgiveness. and that's a non-starter for an evangelical Christian. So it's really smart. It's really interesting how like all these disparate groups are coming out in support of Kamala. We've got white dudes for Harris, white women for Harris. We've got evangelicals for Harris, Nikki Haley voters for Harris. So it really is a big tent of people trying to do everything they can to push Kamala over the finish line. And this is not to mention Beyonce is now supporting Kamala. I don't think many people are making their voting decisions based off Beyonce, but I think it just goes to show that there is a wide margin of folks who are just sick of Trump, ready to do something different. Also, Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift is most likely going to endorse Kamala. I don't know when they're going to do that. I don't know when they're going to roll it out. My suggestion would be after the first or second debate, between that and voting. You know, early voting will have been happening, but I think that would be a great time to just get that media moment. So yeah, it's really interesting. Like, when's the last time a group of Christians came out against the Republican nominee? It just doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. So thanks so much for watching. If you like this video, please hit subscribe, hit like, comment a blue heart. If you don't know what to say, you can comment a blue heart. Thanks so much, and see you next time.
I don't know what's wrong with you young people. You think you just fell out of a coconut tree?